And we've got a good one here between the New Orleans Saints and the Indianapolis Colts. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Dak going to start out going to the air. Oh, looking for water, but this is intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
This defense for the Saints, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Here's Stevenson.
And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal.
Stevenson again. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone.
Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Stevenson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
Straight ahead, it's Stevenson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Lawrence. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
He's already scored once. He definitely had his eyes wide open trying to get in there a 2nd time, but I thought that was a really nice play defensively to deny him.
Yeah, it was, as you said, keeping him away from his 2nd first-quarter touchdown there. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Stevenson. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. From way up at the 23. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Okay, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Here's Lawrence. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
The Colts at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener, and now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Pete Werner, and the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. Kamara up the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Prescott. And it's out. He put it on the carpet, and the Colts pick it up. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. And so the last 3 drives, you've got 2 interceptions and a fumble. I think we know why they're losing right now.
Without question, and we've seen the evidence, just what you talked about there. If they take care of the football, number 1, maybe they're not having this deficit, and number 2, maybe they actually have the lead.
Up the middle, here's Stevenson. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Lawrence now off the bootleg.
They'll roll him out right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Yep. Now Lawrence.
And this is going to be intercepted.
And the Saints are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of...
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Colts pick it up. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust.
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take a blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
Tackle made by Devin Lloyd, the linebacker.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the 1st down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Looking end zone, and he's got his man. It's Woods. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
This one fielded at the 5.
Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big third down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
Off the play fake, Prescott. Able to find Lazard.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Prescott. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 19 yards there on the catch and run. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Prescott. This one is Slayton over the middle. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Try to pound it in, Kamara. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now's where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
And just one man in the backfield here. That's Kamara, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him again. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We're soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Coltsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT.
On play action, Prescott. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards that time.
But give them credit for a good read right there, because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
The 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. First down, Prescott. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space, because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage, because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing, Prescott. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
The kick by Lutz is good. And a second field goal here gets them back within 11 now. It's 17-6.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Room here to run. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. He's got his man. That's Woods on the out route.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less, as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Again, it's Stevenson.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
Well, CD, that's one of those plays you put a mark by. I mean, that could be a big momentum swing here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Yeah, we may have to revisit it, right? Because if that drive ends up in the end zone, they're sitting pretty at that point. Now, instead, it's a 2-score game. That has a chance to tighten up considerably.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down. Prescott off play action.
Looking again for Waller, and he's got him again.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A gain of 28 yards there, and give him a first down. Here's Prescott. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Well, certainly happy they were able to force the fumble, Charles, but wish they would have gotten in the end zone, only getting 3 points there and still facing this second half deficit.
And they also will understand it's going to be a whole lot tougher to force another turnover the rest of the game, because that offense, they're going to be all about ball security from here on out.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
91 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Now, this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
On 2nd down, it's Stevenson.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now Lawrence to throw.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one, because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Third quarter here in Indy. This is 2nd and 10.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara.
And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Here's Prescott.
Got a man, Slayton. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Play action now, Prescott.
Short throw going to be caught by Waller. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Darren Waller. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Saints are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead is down to 4. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. 30, 10, 5, and he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Colts. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge it, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
From the 10.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They coming off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball. That cut down the lead. Now the defense does their part, got them the football back.
So now maybe with the touchdown they scored previously, plus their defense making that stand up and getting the ball right back, momentum may be shifting in their favor.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. To throw is Prescott.
He'll look downfield for Waller.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
And why the field goal team is still out there is beyond me. Time to reconsider after the delay. Here comes the Saints punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line.
They'll run with Stevenson to begin the drive.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Here's Lawrence.
And Woods has it complete. And he's got some space here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense, because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
They go play action with Lawrence.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Again, it's Lawrence.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down.
Oh, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly, they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
Hey, Alpha! Hey, Alpha! Go!
On third down, Lawrence. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Alec Pierce.
36 yards.
And the Colts are on their way to a 2-0 start.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A first down throw for Prescott. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now Prescott.
And he'll let this go deep for Lazard.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. They give him a gain of 37. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Prescott able to get down there at the end on the slide, and he has the first as well. From the red zone now, Prescott. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alan Lazard, a 20-yard touchdown.
And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
Lutz with the extra point, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Eluding the pressure right. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Harmon.
Finding room at midfield.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
From the gun, it's Stevenson. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 108 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence.
And he can't escape, and down he goes.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Now Lawrence.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. A big play there. A touchdown on a kick return, and now one through the air.
And the Colts are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
McLaughlin for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off.
It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Prescott from the gun on third. Able to find Waller. That's complete. Touchdown, New Orleans.
You've got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play.
Yeah, you would think they had the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late, that they wouldn't give up a big pass play like that, but they did. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Partner, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers.
And he loses the football a second time. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we still got this locked down, but that's not necessarily true, is it?
Well, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
And the Colts are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all three timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 130 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Back to Stevenson on first down. Down at the 35, it'll be second down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
They run once more with Stevenson.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.